The Zornhow is nothing more than just a better Oberhau. And with that, welcome back to Longsword 101. In the last video we did some Oberhau and some Unterhau, some basic attacks. Now in this video we're looking at the first of 5 Master Strike, the Wrathcut or the Zornhau in German. First, let me read what the master said. I'm going to be reading it from this book. It's in the Lichtenauer tradition. It's in German and in English. Right. He says to the Zornhow, "He who throws an Oberhau is threatened by the Zornhau Ort." Now, this is already a bit different because the Zornhau Ort it kind of describes 2 techniques, one with a stab and one with a direct cut. So, he who throws an Oberhau is threatened by the Zornhau Ort. If he sees it, take off above without peril. Know that the Zornhau breaks every Oberhau, which is why I said it's just a better Oberhau, but nothing more than a simple peasant strike. Do it in this way. When he strikes from the right side and above to your head, so strike also from the right side and above onto his sword wrathfully and without any displacement, and shoot your point straight toward his face or chest. This is then the Zornhau word. If he notices your point and displaces it with strength, then pull your sword up the blade of his sword away from his sword and strike him to the other side of the blade of his sword, again to his head. This is called oben abnehmen, taking off above. So from that we can learn that the Zornhau is a counter to every strike that comes from above. And from the right side, obviously it's from the left side, we kind of have to throw a left Zornhau. And it also says our blade needs to be on top of his. And one important part is without displacement, so it's not a parry and then an attack. It's one fluid motion where I take over the center line, kind of displace his sword, which is not to do. And thrust in, right? Here we can take a side step to make it a bit easier on the self, create a bit more of an angle for ourselves. It's usually done to the right side. If we bind on and step to the left side, we have the first master of Fiore, which is a different technique, kind of works in a similar way, but it's not a Zornhau. Now that we looked at the sources, how do we actually perform a Zornhau, right? So, you can either start in a Wrathguard or a Fontag. I personally like a kind of relaxed Fontag. From here, it's important that it looks similar to an Oberhau. You can kind of hide your intentions there. And it's also important that you take a side step with it and you cross the center line, right? The center line is a straight invisible line between me and my opponent, right? So, this would be my center line, and I want to cross it, right? Here I can also decide on how far out I want to throw my Zornhau. I can throw it all the way out into a Longsword, or I can throw it retracted somewhat, kind of almost into a Pflug already. Right? Let's imagine this sword is in the midst of a swing of an Oberhau, and I want to catch it about in this kind of motion. I want to cover it, Zornhau, and as soon as I have contact, I will step forward with my stab. So again, crossing the center line and one fluid motion forward. And it's not displacing it and then going in. It's really just I'm moving forward in one motion with a diagonal step. Now, if I throw my Zornhow and I feel a bit of counter pressure here, what I can do is I can wind up into an ox and stab from here. I can kind of flow through into sogenannte Absetzen. For me personally, I just yank my hands high, collect the sword in the guard, and stab in the chest. That is especially then when my opponent's hands are high and I have no clear line of sight and clear shot to my opponent's face mask. Right. So I will just throw the same thing. I have no clear line for a stab. I will go high and continue with the stab. Right. Now, same thing as before. If I throw my attack here, but he parries it to the side, I will do an open abnehmen, walk to the other side, and hit again. Now that we know how to perform a Zornhow, how do we train it? Well, there is a few simple drills you can do. We start off by having my opponent just walk towards me in a Longsword. Right. And at the right time, let's imagine the sword standing here walks across to me. As soon as it's in that distance, I will throw my Zornhow to the face. This is step one. Step two is obviously, it's gonna throw an Oberhow at me. We're still outside of fencing distance. I will come into distance. As soon as I reach the distance, I will get attacked with an Oberhow, and I have to react with a Zornhow. Right? And you can do that as intensive as you want by moving around in a 3D space. At one point, I come close. If I'm not fast enough, if I sleep, I will get bumped on the head. Then you can start playing around with, I will throw a Zornhow, it will get defended, and I have to do open abnehmen. Or he will throw his Oberhow with hands high, so I have to also go high with my Zornhow. Right. There you can play around quite a lot. Right. So, that is a Zornhow, right? In my next video I will be looking at the Krumpa, one of the most misused and misunderstood cuts in the German longsword fencing. It's an excellent move. It's not one finish move, it needs to be something more to it, right? In the beginning of the video I kind of made a statement that Zornhow is nothing more than a better Oberhow. If you agree with it, show it in the comments. If you don't agree with that, also let me know in the comments.